Wow, there is a lot to get into on today's episode of WWE NXT. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the post show. It is September 9th. It's your girl, Denise Salcedo. It is Chinedu Oguchin. Were you expecting all of what went down on NXT here today?
Not at all. I was like, listen, this was a lot of star power on tonight's show. It felt like Sean was like, empty the clip tonight, y'all. I don't know why. I don't know if he's going on vacation. He's like, let bring everybody out. And he brought out all the stars. All the stars were on this show. This is a great episode of NXT tonight. I loved it.
Literally, just to summarize, I was already thinking we had a lot with the return of Carmelo Hayes. I thought that was going to be enough to kind of cover the whole episode. Then we had Tyler Breeze also make his return. We also had this bonanza of an ending with Stephanie Vaquer. We had Rhea Ripley, Tiffany Stratton all come out and confront Fatal Influence. I mean, literally everything that was anything was happening on today's show. On top of that, we also saw Blake Monroe with a killer promo, Lola Vice with a killer vignette. I mean, there's lots to get into, but we're going to kick things off with the closing of the show because Chinedu, I was not expecting Stephanie, who, by the way, we were like, where the hell is she on Monday Night Raw? All of a sudden, it was funny because I'm not kidding you. So JC Jane was out there cutting this promo. She was talking shit on Jasmine Nix, on Fallon Henley, talking about how she's carried the whole team on her back, right? So she's going off. They show this video of all of these cars arriving, and inside my head, I thought, oh my God, imagine it would be Stephanie. And then it ended up being Stephanie, and I thought, what the hell? She wasn't on the show yesterday when we all thought she would be. So she comes out, and I'm thinking, okay, is she going to go for the Is she also going to go for the NXT Women's Championship? But then it ended up being her bringing out Tiffany Stratton and Rhea Ripley, and now all those three girls are going to face Fallon Henley, Jasmine Nix, and JC Jane, Fatal Influence at Homecoming next week. Chinedu, what? I'm sorry, but we have one side that is fully loaded with star power, and bless Fatal Influence's heart, but we're just not matching up here in terms of star power.
Not at all. Again, I did not expect any of this to happen tonight. I was not expecting. Say, first of all, again, with Stephanie, where have you been? Okay, this whole thing on Raw was very confusing, very weird. I thought either she was injured or something happened, but here she is. So that's still weird. I'll be honest, that's still weird on Raw. I guess, but I'm happy to see her. Glad she's here. I love this though. They have Homecoming loaded. It feels like it's a PLE to me, man. They got a lot of star power, a lot of great matches between this and WrestlePalooza. Like they really have stacked these cards up very, very high. I'm really liking it.
They really have. I'm telling you, I was not expecting all of this here tonight.
No.
Like legit floored. Also, I'm really happy that we did see Stephanie here because a lot of people yesterday when we were starting to speculate as to where Stephanie has been, everybody was like, oh, maybe she's injured. Maybe something's going on with Stephanie, blah, 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 blah. We thought all of this, there was people thinking something was on with her. Well, from the looks of it, no, there's nothing wrong with Stephanie if she's going out there and she's going to be competing. So this just seems like, on the Raw side with her builds with Io, there's just hasn't been a build, which is very unfortunate. But at least we know that Stephanie is okay and able to go and do her job.
Yeah, I'm happy to see her too. Because again, I was confused. Like, okay, maybe she's playing like a heel turn or something like that. She's gonna come back kind of a something, but there she is. But again, happy to see her. I know the fans went crazy for Rhea Ripley because again, you're not expecting that. You were not expecting to see her, and there she is, worth the ticket, man. I'll be like, this is worth it, and it shows again. I feel on the business end, it shows that on NXT, you never know who you're gonna see, and I really feel like they've been delivering on that for the past year.
They needed this episode, honestly, because there was a couple, I would say the last 2 months were probably, I would say the weakest for NXT. I think that period between Stephanie and Roxanne leaving to the main roster to where we are now, like that whole period in between, it just kind of felt like, I don't know how I'm really feeling about the show right now. It went from being like up there with one of my favorite weekly shows to suddenly I was a little bit apprehensive. So I really felt that they needed this kind of show today where they just had a lot happening. And it feels like there was if you missed NXT today, Chinedu, had I missed this episode of NXT, I would have been so mad. I would have had major FOMO. I would have been so pissed. So this feels like an episode where it makes you wonder, hey, should I be tuning in to NXT more often if you aren't already tuning into NXT? And like I said, they needed this type of episode. It's been a while since we've sat here talking about NXT this way.
Best one in a while. I think we took a month off, came back, and nothing changed. It was the exact same NXT. We came back. It was like, wow, everyone's still champion. Nothing progressed. Like, wow. Yeah. So yeah, they definitely needed this. I agree.
Yeah, they definitely did. So I was beyond thrilled to see all of that go down. So I don't even know what to expect. Like, what the hell? Like, this is crazy. All right, I'm going to go right ahead and get into the super chats and see what everybody is saying. I want to thank Spike Hunter, by the way, who just became a brand new DWO member. Welcome, Spike Hunter. And then, holy moly, guacamole, we have a very generous super chat here from Perfect Plex, Uncle Donk here, who says, hey, D and fam, are you concerned with Seth and Becky's lack of acknowledgement of the vision since Becky's heel turn? Creative have yet to show any interactions between Becky and the Bronze, and there's no cohesiveness of the faction. So look, the faction, I think, started off as something that I thought was going to be like special and brilliant, and I was so excited about it. But then as it went on, I felt like they were making Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed kind of look a little bit less tough, less mean than what they normally are. They were making them look a little bit more like background characters. I kept saying where it felt like they were there for Seth Rollins instead of there for their own accord. Now, with Paul Heyman sort of out of the picture, we're sort of seeing Bronson and Braun be this item together. They almost feel like a tag team instead of a stable now. And yes, Seth and Becky have been doing their own thing, and it has been pretty separate. I think they've only had, since Becky came in, I don't even think that they've had any backstage segments together. So you're actually right on that, and I'm glad that you brought that up because I don't even think I even realized that so quickly as you did. But yeah, I don't know what to expect from that. I'm thinking it's just a situation where they're doing such different stuff. They're involved in different storylines. I do think the vision will remain. We'll just see different iterations of it, or who knows, they might actually just break up the entire vision and have them go about their separate ways. And I wouldn't hate it again, because I'd rather see Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed be able to be highlighted on their own.
Yeah, to me, the vision is cool, but it's like it's not Seth's best group, you know. And honestly, it's not like it's a like I really feel like they're better separate. Like when I see Braun and Bronson on their own, I'm more into it. When it's Seth there and things like that, like I know what they're building towards. I guess it's like the Braun Breaker versus Seth at Mania, I guess, with getting Breaker over though, but separately it's so much more interesting. Like them and Seth and Punk and all that stuff, whatever. It's like it has nothing to do with the vision. It's so great, and Braun and them on their own are great. It's really good. I really feel like they should kind of keep them separate. Let that air that out some more. Let that get some more legs, and then bring them back later. Because it's getting it's cool, but it's cool.
I was muted, my bad. Yeah, just don't strip them of their own uniqueness. I want to keep Bronson and Braun Breaker looking strong and looking powerful and mean. And that's been my favorite parts. Like all my favorite parts of them as the Vision have been when they've gone in there and they've wreaked havoc, where they've just been like beating the shit out of Roman Reigns or beating the shit out of whoever's in the ring with them. That's been my favorite iteration of what we've been seeing from these guys in the Vision. But when they're standing behind Seth Rollins and are wearing security guard suits. I'm like, all right, you guys
Yeah.
just look like Chelsea Green and her secret Hervis, except that this is for Seth Rollins. So I was not a fan of that, but as of right now, I'm like okay with what they're doing. So thank you so much, Perfect Plus, for a generous super chat. We got Bob Ross Jr. here who says Stephanie likely had travel issues, which is why she missed Monday Night Raw. We all know airports, especially in the US, sucks, and maybe we was all overreacting. Bob, I would be with you, except that there had been too many weeks that went by without them doing much with Stephanie. And there was a week where she was there. They had that backstage segment, if you remember, where she and Adam Pearce had a conversation when he told her, oh, we need that whole extra week. I mean, that could have been an episode where she had a match. I mean, you could throw a match together. Come on now. So hopefully they get it back on track. People have been wondering. People have been asking questions. In fact, Triple H was asked about it today on the Pat McAfee show, which to our surprise, Triple H apparently wasn't there and hadn't even seen the show. And I was like, oh shit, didn't see that answer coming. So he basically didn't even have an answer for the Stephanie stuff. So that was very, very surprising, I would say, for sure. Thank you, Bob.
He said he didn't see the show.
Yeah, like he was I think he was at that Tony show, the Kill Tony show, Tony Hinchcliffe, whatever that guy's name is.
Oh yeah. I know you're talking about.
Yeah. I think he was there or something like that. We got Jacob Tatum here who says Javon Evans has been looking weak instead of strong ever since he lost to Obafemi at Heatwave and deserves better booking. Plus, will Javon Evans be a one-time NXT champion or multiple? So here's the thing, Jacob. I actually feel opposite of that today. Last week, we were talking about how a lot of people feel Javon Evans should be the one to take the title off of Obafemi. Even me, who was preaching that it should be Ricky, and I'm still wanting it to be Ricky in a way. The chat convinced me, Chinedu, you convinced me that it should be Javon. The reaction that Javon got today in his match with Josh Briggs, I mean, dude was flying like crazy in this match. But there was a moment where he got like, after going and flying all over the ring and speeding up and bringing down Josh Briggs and all the shit that he was doing, he had a moment where he went on top of the commentary table and they did this shot where they like zoomed out and he's like basking in the moment and the crowd is just like losing their shit. And that was the moment, Chin. That was the moment that I realized, oh shit, I think it should be Javon Evans. That is the one that defeats Obafemi because dude has gotten hella over. And Josh Briggs cheated in his victory. I think he used that chain when he punched out Javon Evans. But yeah, no, the crowd is behind Javon. They're really behind Javon.
Absolutely. Jacob, I do understand the perspective though, but the right guy did win tonight. He cheated to win. That gave Javon his out. But we want to keep on building up Briggs though, because his seat were they saying go home, were they saying go home, go away, Josh Briggs in their promo?
I don't know what they were saying, honestly. I'm always really bad at being able to like read hear crowd signs because I only use one headphone and my other headphone's the one that I always hear the second portion. I was literally just talking about this on a watch along where I literally only ever use one headphone. And you know how you need like both to get like the surround sound?
Yeah. So that's okay. Okay. Because I promise you, in there, they were saying, go away, Josh Briggs, go away.
He gets
Josh
good
Briggs.
heat.
Great heat. And in this match, to keep that heat going, he needs to be someone like Javon Evans to give him more credibility. He cheated, gave Javon the out. I hate he lost, though, but the right person did win tonight, though. Javon's going to be good.
Thank you so much, Jacob. We got Sheldon Jackson here who says NXT Homecoming needs to be a yearly thing with all of these returns to the brand. They should permanently go back to Full Sail for NXT TV tapings. Lastly, I'm going to need Finn, especially to come back next week. Yo, Finn had a hell of a run on NXT. Well, speaking of people coming back, let's get into Tyler Breeze making a return here today. Dude, I didn't realize, by the way, that Tyler Breeze was apparently like doing some writing for NXT. So he was like on the creative side, on behind the scenes. Apparently, I didn't even realize that. I had no idea what Tyler Breeze was up to. I hadn't seen much of him. I hadn't heard much of him. So when he came out, he was just not in my mind at all of people that we would see here on the show. So when I saw Tyler Breeze, I'm like, holy shit. Not only did he take me back to the fashion police and all of that, but I haven't seen a selfie stick in forever. Remember when selfie sticks were like the thing? They're not the thing
Yes.
anymore, you know.
Nowhere near the thing anymore, but it was so good. It was so good to see him. And what I love about NXT, the crowd, like the crowd responds so great. Like they remember everybody. And I think that's what also made it so special. Like everyone that came out, they got like the heroes welcome, the heroes return. It wasn't like, who's that guy? Everyone knew who they were. Carmelo Hayes felt like a big deal again out there, reuniting. And like Breeze, I mean, just the fact that we're gonna get Breeze and Paige, I'm excited about it. This is gonna be a good match. It was great. He came out the selfie stick. Perfect character work. I'm excited to see it. I had no idea where he was either. The last I heard, he had a wrestling academy. The last I heard of him, so I was surprised he's on creative too. But it's good to see him again.
Very happy to see Tyler Breeze back. He's just a feel-good actor. I'm kind of hoping that they do Fashion Police, by the way, because Fashion Police was fun. All right, we got Luis Arturo Mendez here who says NXT Homecoming is going to be lit. 3 generations of NXT, women under one roof. Rhea from Black and Gold, Tiffany from 2.0, and Stephanie from Black and Silver. Luis, thank you for pointing that out because I didn't even see it that way. You are so spot on with that, my friend. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you so much, actually. Thank you, Luis. All right, we got Jacob Tatum here who says, I love the Blake Monroe heel promo and hopefully gets new music and thoughts on no Jada Parker, Lash Legend, Jordan Grace not being on tonight's NXT. I just don't think they had time. This is one of those shows where it was so jam-packed with so many people. And granted, like we saw a whole lot of Jada and Lash and Jordan on last week's show and the couple weeks before that. So it's okay. This one just felt a little bit different. Had to focus on a couple of other people that aren't usually on. But that Blake Monroe heel promo, oh my God, she's in this bathtub. She's got the wet hair. She's got the black eyeshadow. She looks gorgeous, vicious, mean. They do a little bit of a nod to the shoe, by the way. So she's kind of like opening her closet and she's talking about how she's going dark and evil. I thought that was interesting because unless you're an AEW fan, you probably don't really get the symbolism of what that shoe means. That is connected to her storyline with Toni Storm and how they always had the watch for the shoe and the shoe, and the shoe really became a thing. And when Mariah May in AEW turned on Toni Storm, she attacked her with the shoe. So I thought it was interesting that they highlighted that and really, really made a note to like focus in on that shoe. So if you were somebody that saw that, former, you saw that for Mariah May and AEW, that was a nod to her past in another promotion. So I thought it was interesting that they used that. If you didn't know and if you didn't care, then I guess it doesn't really mean anything. But if you do know and you do care, then I guess it does mean a little something.
I feel the NXT audience. I feel creative. I feel like they know that the crowd knows what that means, though. And I think that's why they put it in there. Like they know, we know, okay. No need to watch AW, guys. We got everything you want right here. Low key. This, I mean, I'm just saying because they really, really have been like on their butt on a lot of stuff on every corner. We're trying to like outdo. Just in my opinion. So I feel they put that in there. Hey, you remember that? You remember when she did that? That's coming. That's what I got from that. And it made me excited though because. You say attack. She beat the out of Toni Storm with that shoe. That was, again, one of the best feuds in AEW history. I tuned in to Dynamite for them for a while. See what they're going to do, man. It was just amazing. They should have highlighted that pay-per-view, in my opinion. They should have main evented, in my opinion, though. But it was great. I love seeing it. I hope we get that viciousness back because the glamour is really great, though, but her vicious side, and combined with Jordan Grace, oh, this is going to be good.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I love this. I'm so excited. Just the way that they did the whole video presentation of it. It's gold. It's golden. I'm curious to see how far they're going to take it with Blake Monroe over here on NXT. Thank you so much, Jacob. We got John Taylor here who says, I'm just here to do a wellness check on infamous Raider Loco. Frank, if you're okay, send 169 super chat. All of his girls were out there. All of them. I think he's under the oxygen tank at the moment. Thank you, John. We got Bob Ross Jr. here who says, with all due respect, I thought we was about to get Io Sky, but we got Tiffy instead. I do fully expect to see Io on NXT NXT Homecoming next week, though. Honestly, I didn't know who I actually thought they were going to bring out. I actually thought they were going to bring out Julia, because it was known that, Stephanie and Julia were friends, and we had even seen that on NXT. So I actually thought Julia was going to come out. And then I thought, well, who would the third person be? And I couldn't figure out who the third person would be. If Julia came out, I didn't know who the third person would be. Then when Tiffany Stratton came out, I thought, okay, the third person could literally be anybody. And when they went with Rhea, I thought, all right, guys, all right, y'all oversold. You over-delivered.
When Tiffany said mommy's not gonna like that, I was like, Mom, they really got Rhea for real here? And then she came out. A part of me thought it was gonna be Bianca Belair at one point, but now remember, I don't think Bianca Belair ever won the NXT Women's Championship, did she?
I believe she did. I will have to double check that. I should know that. Hold on, but I have a terrible memory, so there's that.
Me too. I was trying to remember. I was like, did she?
I feel like I recall her having nope.
She didn't, did she?
No, she didn't. Why do I remember her with gold on NXT? I must be tripping.
I think she may have came back as SmackDown Women's Champion on NXT one time, because I think her and Raquel and Rhea all had a moment together with their titles. I think that made, because I'm trying to remember, I don't think she ever won it, but yeah, regardless though, it was still really, really great. I see EO hopefully going out there, but I do see Asuka possibly getting involved with this match next week.
Oh, dude. Maybe. I don't know about that. I don't know. Thank you, Bob. We got Mr. GRK Chef 13 who says Mandy Rose should have been there with Tiffany and Stephanie. Oh yeah, shout out to Mandy Rose. She was cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. GRK Chef 13. We got Stephen Marchulli here who says, I did think Mandy was coming back for a second. You see how all of us went in a different direction of what we thought, who we thought was going to come out. People were expecting EO. Some people were expecting Mandy. I was expecting Julia. Maybe we were all over the place. Steven also says the NXT returns of Rhea, Tiffany, and Stephanie was lit. Exactly that. Steven Marchulli says that Blake promo was 100, a darker Monroe is main event money Monroe. Yes, exactly that, Steven. I'm with you, man. And I hope that this is the fuse that really takes the feud with Jordynne Grace to another level, because they are such good wrestlers and such big stars that I feel their feud should be bigger. Like, we're not talking about it enough. I don't see enough people talking about it on the internet. I feel like more people should be talking about it. I think they will if it kind of heats up a little bit more. Thank you, Steven. We got you Fluke here who says Jordynne Grace's hubby, Jonathan Gresham. What about him? I know that he kind of had some health issues not too long ago, so I hope he's okay, because I did see that like about a month or so ago. Thank you, Fluke. We got Crew Kid 52 here who says, gotta say it's really cool to see Breeze back on WWE TV and not just on Up, Up, Down, Down. Yeah, he was also a part of that channel a whole lot.
Denise, I'm so glad you caught that. I was feeling like, what is UD?
UD? What faction is UD?
I was like, what is UD?
Thank you, Crew Kid. We got Bear Hudson here who says, Denise, your voice, passion, and relentless drive are a beacon for so many. Chinedu, your humor, heart, and fearlessness in storytelling create spaces where people feel seen, heard, and understood. Thank you. Wow, this was so freaking nice, Bear. I think
don't make
broken.
me tear up on here, man. Yeah, don't make me tear up on here, man. But Bear Hudson, thank you so much. But first of all, Bear, you know I'm a thug in the gangsters out here, man. Can't be tearing up on the internet, man. That truly means a lot to me, man, for real though. Because as a comedian too, you know, I take pride in storytelling in my work, so that means a whole lot, man. For real. Thank you so much, Bear Hudson.
The Bear Hudson always comes in here and just makes our days a million times better. Thank you, Bear. That was very nice. Very, very nice. Man, I was so nice. I forgot what I was talking about. What was I talking about?
I can't remember. I gotta be a thug again. I gotta make fun of Bear to keep my comedic edge on. Now appreciate it, Bear, but you put Thanaku in the end though. I'm gonna point that out in the thing. I'm just kidding, man. Thank you, Bear.
All right, we talked the women. We talked Tyler Breeze. We talked Blake Monroe. All right, we got to get to Carmelo and Trick Williams. That's another big topic we have to get into. All right. I was so confused here, Chin. This was one where I was like, what is happening? Because the last we saw with Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes, they were beefing it with each other, okay? They were not friends. We saw their whole feud right before our eyes. And then when he said, "Oh, I have somebody with me," and Carmelo Hayes came out, I'm like, "Oh, did they already like mend fences? Are we just skipping past that?" And so I thought they were on good terms if he brought him out. But then Carmelo Hayes went out there and talked his shit to Trick Williams, and I'm like, so they're not on good terms? And then they were like, "Oh yeah, hey, by the way, we're gonna have a tag team match." And I'm like, what? So they're friends, they're not friends. And then also Tommaso Ciampa, it was so funny because he was kind of like making a little bit of a small joke to freaking Carmelo Hayes. He said, "Are you big brother, little brother? Are you big brother, little brother?" And even went like this with his hand a lot more to Carmelo Hayes, like insinuating like he's short. And I'm thinking, what? Johnny Gargano is super short too. And so are you, Tommaso Ciampa. Why are you making fun of Carmelo Hayes like if he's so much shorter than you guys are? I thought that was like, what? What are we doing here? What is happening?
Yeah,
So this one I was happy to see Carmelo and Trick back, but I don't know that I love the way this whole promo stuff was set up here.
yeah, it was a bit weird. Like it felt kind of it had some holes in it in terms of how it was supposed to go, whatever. Like, are they teams, are they friends or not? But I rationalized this way, as since I'm kind of keeping it logical in my head. Trick Williams is such a mastermind that although Carmelo came out there to check him, he gave him the apology he needed for them to be cool. Because then he said, hey, I talk trash. I was wrong. I'm sorry. And so he did that. And sometimes with friends, all you need is the apology. And then you could be right back good. Trick Mellow Game been boys for a long time. And then DIY with the short joke. Again, Tommaso, you and Carmelo are the same height. The same height. What did you okay? And then Carmelo's like, okay, so what we say? So regardless, it was kind of weird to get there, but we're there. I'm looking forward to the match. And homecoming's gonna be amazing.
He's like an inch or two taller I mean, you can't really tell because of the camera and the positioning of that, but he's not that much taller than him. So it was just one of those things where I was like, what are we doing? I don't know.
Yes.
Alrighty. Those were really like the biggest highlights of NXT. So we're gonna kind of dive into some of the smaller portions of the show. And okay, let's go into the speed match that we saw there with Lainey and with Fabi Apache. This was fun, by the way. I love seeing Fabi Apache go there. God, Jesus, I first met Fabi Apache in 2008, Chinedu, when I went to my first Lucha show out in the LA Sports Arena when that was still a thing. So I'm taking us back, all right? Back. I was actually looking for my picture with Fabi. I couldn't find it, but I'm going to look for it. I found all my other pictures, but I couldn't find the one with Fabi. So I wanted to post it and share it, but I couldn't find it. Anyways, so she's like a great worker. Like she's a great wrestler. I've always liked her, respected her, all of that. I was very happy to see her in this match. And part of me, I know this is all about NXT and NXT people, but I kind of wanted them to surprise me a little bit and like just go with Fabi Apache. Of course, they had Lainey Reed. That's what we all expected. They've been pushing Lainey. That's what it's all about, the NXT people. But sometimes I want to be surprised a little bit in these speed tournament matches.
This is my first time seeing her in ring. I enjoyed this match very much, very much. I only just wish it was for the NXT North American Women's Championship, a more serious title. It would make more sense. Hey, here's all these competitors from North America, United States, Canada, Mexico. I feel that would be interesting, but I don't know. Just me. I thought that'd be kind of cool. You guys just bought AAA. Hey, that's there. Guys, we got so many. Okay.
By the way,
whatever.
speaking about AAA, I am going to be dropping a pretty good interview tomorrow. Keep an eye out here on the channel, guys. It's going to be a good one. We got a super chat here from Sleaze Boy here who says, problem, Chase U is dead. The solution, they rebrand themselves as a film school, and when that fails to get over, they become an adult film school and I can't read that on screen, Sleaze Boy. I refuse to read that on screen. All right, if you're watching on the audio side, I'm on the video side, you can watch it on the video side. You can read it on the video side. There you go. That's what I was trying to say. If you're listening on the audio side, I will leave it to your imagination.
I mean,
Although, what are you thinking, Chin?
that boy. First of all, hilarious.
I like the
Wild.
idea. I like the
Yeah.
idea. It's
That
funny.
that last part, man. Boy came out here and basically said, "But extreme training." So we can't have that on here.
It
Man.
just
Please.
look, as a Spanish speaker, I will tell you that it just sounds more vulgar in Spanish.
Yes. Yeah. But he put "but," y'all. We kind of basically.
But in Spanish, it sounds just more like, you know. Okay, it just sounds more different in Spanish.
Oh man, shut the squeeze boy.
Do you know how to read that?
I
I'm not
do.
going to teach you, by the way.
I actually have a joke about that very word. My friend Hanato, when I was in high school, there was a girl that I really liked. True story, and she only knew Spanish though, so I was trying to learn Spanish to talk to her. Long story short, that was one of the words he taught me to say. That's supposed to mean, I thought it meant eyes. It didn't. I thought
He
Sancho
lied to
meant
you?
yes. See, whenever guys say, "Don't worry, fool, I got you," they don't. They don't, man. They don't. My friend, they don't. He told me that word meant eyes, and he also told me that when her boyfriend, who I didn't know was her boyfriend, this is in my stand-up too. He said, "Just tell her you're her Sancho." It means friend. That doesn't mean friend.
No, he did not.
Yes, what are friends are for? These are what friends are for, guys. All right, listen, they were cracking up laughing, okay? Luckily, I knew how to
And
fight.
did you say all those things to her?
Yeah, look, what not the that word.
The Spanish word for butt. Yeah.
Yeah, fan word for butt though, but the Sancho thing, I know she had a boyfriend either. So boyfriend pulled up. I had no idea. I was like, oh, listen, me Sancho. And his eyes just got so big. I was like, they were crying laughing at the table.
I would have died, Chin.
And then she looked at me like,
yeah.
what? I was like, oh,
you're trying to get me in trouble here.
Yes, thankfully I'm a comedian. I was able to, thankfully I was funny back then too. So like we all laughed it off. So but I had to, hey, I didn't, translate, all that. So her boyfriend was cool about it. He laughed. He thought it was hilarious too, man. So thankfully it didn't end good though. But it's what friends are for, man.
Look, let me tell you, that's why I never trust when people tell me, "Oh yeah, this is how you say it in another language." I'm like, "Are you sure? Are you positive? Like, you're telling me the truth. This is how you say something." I'd rather not say nothing if I don't know for a fact, or I'm getting it from like a super reliable source. Thank you, Sleaze Boy. We got Vin here with a very generous super chat. Thank you so much, Vin. Very nice of you. He says, "Den, appreciate hearing your views. Hearing the younger generation take on this industry always gives me a different perspective to look at on the biz." Great perspective, Ogu. Appreciate his hustles. Keep rolling. Vin, that's very awesome of you, by the way, to come in here, show some love, not just to the young OGs over here, but also just just in general showing some love. All right, we're still young OGs, right? We're millennials. You're millennial too, right?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I definitely am. But I agree with Vin. Vin definitely. Denise is definitely a young OG out here, man. She out here trailblazing and don't even know it, man. So I agree with you, Vin.
Yeah, I was looking at the chart. There's a chart that says like what you are, like depending on your age. And I forget which one it was. And I'm pretty sure I'm not Unk yet. I'm not Unk status yet. I think I'm still like young OG. No?
Yeah, I think either big young OG or like big sis or something like that.
I think so. Like big bro, big sis, whatever. Yeah. I was looking at that.
I'm definitely Unk. I'm in that Unk range for sure. I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm happy being there, man. Unk is great. I'm being Unk.
Every time, by the way, my siblings, they're younger than I am. Every time I do something that they consider old or millennial, they make fun of me. They call me Uncle Chin. And I'm like, I'm not your uncle. And they're like, damn, uncle, you're old. And I'm like, shut up. Like, this is not an old people thing. But it's interesting how there are things that millennials do that the younger generation sees as like old things. And I don't consider myself old. I consider myself young and hip. And so hearing that broke my heart.
Me too. It's hard to, because you never know when you're old, you just living your life, and next thing you know, it's out of date.
Yes!
My younger sister's she's 20, and I remember I was taking her home from university one day, and she asked, "Can I have a ride?" I was like, "Cool, no problem." I'm on the phone. Say, "Hey, I'm on the phone. I'm taking my sister to the crib," and then she was like, "Crib, okay, Unc." I was like, "Yeah, we don't say crib no more." Like taking to the house. You know what I'm saying? Going back to the crib, and she's like, "The crib." We don't.
Exactly.
I thought I was,
You thought you were cool.
my hat's on backwards too. Like, I mean,
That's how you know when you're old, by the way, when someone younger points out the old things that you do. And you're just like, shit, I'm one of them now. Thank you, Vince, so much. Appreciate that a whole lot. Let's see what else we got here. All right, guys. We got Jacob Tatum here who says, assuming Vice beats JC Jane for her title, would you rather her first title defense be against Jordan Grace or Blake Monroe? Okay, assuming Lola Vice beats JC Jane for her world title, would you rather her defense against Jordan or Blake? Ooh, well, given that, Lola Vice is a babyface, especially with those beautiful vignettes that she's been doing where she shows where she came from and all of that. My friend, she's a babyface. So I'm going to say Blake Monroe. I would say Blake if I had to pick between both of those. What about you, Chin?
Okay. I would say the same. She's definitely a baby face. I want to highlight the fact she had better win. All right. You do these kind of vignettes. You give me this invested. She put her real family in here. Okay. Her real life family in here. I love how they laid it out, though. I like the part that made me laugh was like, this is my first time going to my dad's thing in over 20 years. No, it's not. You was there last week, girl. No, it's not. But I understand. But I get it for the video, though. Her family was so great in here. They just show how much you can tell they love her. Like, that's what I love about it so much. So you can tell, like, these people love this girl. And NXT, you better have this girl win this title, man. Man.
She feels so cool. She's so relatable, Chin. So relatable.
Yes, and she's a killer for real. He beat the shit out of these girls for real. For real. All right. And that's what I love. That's the authentic episode. But yeah, I want Blake Monroe too. Just the vicious side of Lola and the new vicious side of Blake Monroe. Great combination.
By the way, we got Bob Ross Jr. here who says, here's who I think we'll see at NXT Homecoming next week. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Becky Lynch, AJ Lee, Io Sky, Kyrie, Asuka, Julia, Sasha Banks. Oh, wait, never mind. She's gone. Rob, you were on such a roll. I was like, yeah. I was just thinking yes to everything. So I think that figures. Like, Homecoming's on Tuesday, right? Like, they're not doing it on a special. Like, it's just Tuesday.
Yeah,
it's next Tuesday, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm definitely going to be doing a watch along next Tuesday for NXT. I haven't done a watch along in a while, but I will be here for that. Thank you so much, Bob Ross. We got Sleaze Boy. I'm with you, by the way. I would love this dream list of names on there too. We got Sleaze Boy here who says the Spanish word for very good friend is pendejo. And my source is the movie Cheech and Chong's next movie. That's a good one. I like pendejo. Pendejo is a good word. Like a good bad word.
Oh yes, shout out all my friends. Shout out to Sleaze Boy and all my friends at Chavez High School that taught me Spanish, all the cuss word and all the things I shouldn't have been saying in class. Man, I love y'all.
Thank you, Sleaze Boy. Alrighty, we got a couple more matches to get into really quickly. What'd you think of the flag match? Tavion Heights and freaking Ethan Page.
I think
Tavion getting the win.
Yeah, I'm happy Tavion won. He needed a win. Them promos were not working for him in his favor. Stick to this. Have some good matches happening in there. I guess I'm guessing the feud's over. I guess, but it's weird because like he won the feud, but not the title. But I guess he won America. I guess, but it was kind of like a patriotic moment that nobody really asked for, respectfully. So it was cool. I'm happy Tavion won. I want Tavion to do good here though. So I'm happy he's elevating though, but I want better creative for him going forward with this though. Just Ethan Page is a good rival to have, but after Ethan, you gotta make sure he got somebody to really do, because Ethan's reliable. He gonna get good feud, but yeah.
I feel like there's a couple of people in there they can find that are around his level that they can do some stuff with. Dark State, by the way, defeated Hank Walker and Tank Ledger for the tag titles. This was okay. I'm just gonna say it. Do not bring out Joe Hendry in this spot here anymore. They overdid it, but I loved it last week. The reason why I loved it last week was because it helped them get a win. So he looked like a superhero. He did not look like a superhero today when he came in and then they lost the match. And I'm like, Joe Hendry was supposed to come in and get the, like, I did it, I saved you moment, and they lost the match.
Yeah,
Don't put Joe Hendry in that spot. That's terrible.
I agree. He came in, he busted in like he was the Kool-Aid man. First of all, busted in like Kool-Aid man, boom, and then he had to pause, hit the clap, he did the clap during the match. Clap. That's like when Jeff Hardy. It's like when Jeff Hardy came to save Matt, but he did the
whole dance.
Like, Matt getting stomped. Joe Hendry just in the.
For me, it wasn't even that. For me, it was just the fact that they didn't win, so he didn't technically help at all. And I'm like, y'all are just wasting the Joe Hendry bit now.
They are like it was, it was funny, but it didn't result in a win, and it's made Joe Hendry look like a jackass, kind of like. So you came out, did all that, and they lost. And again, Dark State wins. By the way, I meant to say this last week, Denise. The promo vignette they had for Dark State last week was so good. In fact, the fact that if they had started this whole thing off with that vignette, this whole thing would have been different for Dark State, I feel. Because that promo made all this make sense. Oh, Undertaker disrespected you. Oh, this guy said, oh, okay. Where the hell was this for 5 months?
I'm with you. I don't know. I mean, look, I'm not the biggest Dark State fan, so like one vignette wasn't going to do it for me. That's just me being realistic, but hey, they're there. It's happening. The match didn't stink with them and Hank and Tank, but again, I just kind of felt like, why are you guys doing this to Joe Hendry? That was my biggest thing on that. Really, that's truly all I cared about. We got Daniel Robledo here, by the way, sends in a super chat. Thank you so much, Daniel. He says, hey, Denise, would you ever be interested in doing a Beyond the Mat type of documentary for AEW and WWE and GCW with your voice narrating the movie? Yeah, for sure. Are you kidding me? I would love to do something like that. I'm pretty much down for anything. So I would say, yeah, I would definitely be interested in that. Thank you, Daniel, for sending in the super chat and the questions. Very cool. Thank you. I think we got one more super chat here. Let's see. We got Nick Stillwell here who says, Denise, I'm lost. Why are WWE superstars coming in to shit on JC Jane? So it's really just the fact that she's out there. She's claiming that she's the very best women's NXT champion ever. She's, bragging about how she was a double champ, which is why Stephanie made sure to mention like, hey, I was a double champion too. And then she's basically saying that she's carrying the women's division on her back. She's trashing her own friends and her own group. So really, that's why they came out there. And I mean, let's be real. The real reason is they want to get the big stars on NXT Homecoming and get some ratings and all of that. But if you want to apply it to the story, that is why you would argue that they went out there. Because even when they went out there, Stephanie was saying, I was a double champion. They all came out and said, we're better champions than you are. So basically STFU, that type of thing. Thank you so much, Nick Stillwell, for sending in the super chat and asking that question. Good stuff, honestly. Yep. All righty. Well, there you guys have it. That was the NXT post show. We also got Terrence Matthews, by the way, who says, sorry, but I don't believe in Joe Hendry. Clap, clap. See, what are they doing to Joe Hendry? Don't do this to Joe Hendry. We love Joe Hendry around here. Thank you, Terrence. All right, Chin, tell the people where they can find you, support you, and check out your work.
Oh, everything is at Chinedu Ogu. I have dusted off my YouTube channel, so there are videos on there actively every day now. Most recently is a great episode of my show, Chinedu's Food Ventures, where I visit Gazelle Cakes out here in Houston. Check it out right now. Also, come see me live on my upcoming tour. I have my next show in Houston is at the Gordy, also known as the Stages Houston. 2 shows, 7 and 9 o'clock. I want to shout out my sponsors, Pepsi, Whataburger, Bluebell Ice Cream, Houston Sense Events, and Academy. They are the best. Houston, Lake Jackson coming up. Tickets available at ChineduOgu.com. Everything else is available at ChineduOgu.com. But in the meantime, join Denise's Patreon, y'all. We didn't mention this. I can't let an episode go by when I mention the Patreon. The Patreon, all right, it's a big part of the channel. You want to support and be a real dope member of the DWO. You already are, though, but take it a step further by joining that Patreon. Get amazing content that you cannot have on here because YouTube will probably strike it down, money, demonetize or whatever, though. So check it out on there. Great interviews, exclusive content. Join right now, all right? And be on the lookout on this page tomorrow for an amazing interview that's AAA related. I think she dropped the hint in there today, though. So I'm going to be on the lookout, too. Turn on notifications so you'll get the notifications when it happens. That's that bell thing at the bottom. Turn that on and lock in with us. Other than that, don't be a dick. Give it a click.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much for being here. As always, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and we will catch you guys all on the next one. Bye, everyone. Take care.
Goodbye.